we want to look at the topic of currency exchange. Now, the most times when I consider currency exchange, I'll be talking about the Jamaican dollar compared with the US dollar. Reason? Because I live in Jamaica and the US is a major trading partner of Jamaica, right? But the same principle applies to other money, whether it's between Canadian and US or between Barbadian dollar and US or Trinidadian and US, whatever the currency is, the same principle applies. All right. Now, let us look at something I saw in the news some time ago, where they were talking about the depreciation of the Jamaican dollar over a certain period of time. In other words, the Jamaican dollar has lost some strength, has weakened over that time. Sometimes it strengthens, other times it weakens. Alright? So, let us look at the strength of a currency. Good. Now, we have the figure I remember at the time was saying that over that period of time, the amount weakened from, it was one US dollar was selling for, let me use the equal sign, was selling for 100 and let's say it was 30 Jamaican dollar. Alright? At the start of that period, this was happening. Later on, one US dollar was selling for 100 and I think it was 36 Jamaican dollar. Now, what this means is that the Jamaican dollar got weak over that period of time. You might say, how is it that this figure went from 130 to, the figure went up from 130 to 136, but at the same time you're saying it has weakened, alright? The dollar weakened. Now let's think of it this way. I'm thinking of an example that I could use. Suppose you had, say, an agricultural truck, alright, and you would go to the wholesale and you have some men working on the truck, and two of these men were able to carry bags of, say, chicken feed and fill the shelf or fill the storeroom in the wholesale within, let's say they were able to carry 100 bags in 1 minute. They were very strong men. They could carry 100 bags of feed to fill that storeroom. In 1 hour, I should say. 100 bags in 1 hour. Good. Now, let's say that the flu is going around. Everybody getting the flu and getting sick and weak. And they came to to work and said, you know, I don't think we can manage so many bags, to carry so many bags, because we're still recovering from the flu. We feel weak. We can hardly stand for more than 15 minutes, right? We still haven't recovered. So what do? You may get a third man, also recovering from the flu. Now you have 3 of them. Probably the 3 of them could do the same work. Carry 100 bags in 1 hour. Now you notice what happened. When the men were healthy and strong, you only needed 2 of them. Alright? But when they got weak, were sick and weak, 2 of them were not able to do that work, that the same amount of work in the same amount of time. So you needed more of them. So you needed 3. Alright? Now, let's look at the situation here regarding the Jamaican dollar. You had $1 that could buy a certain item. Maybe it could buy a certain bottled drink. At the same time, you could use $130 Jamaican dollar to buy that same drink. Good. The thing is, later on, the Jamaican dollar got weaker. It means when the Jamaican dollar got weaker, you needed more of them to do the same work as $1. These men, when they got weak, they got sick and weak, you needed more of them to do the same work. Alright? 2 of them can't manage it anymore, you needed 3. It's the same thing with the Jamaican dollar. It got weak. So the work that 130 of them could do, they can't manage it anymore. So you needed more. You need 136 Jamaican dollars now to do the same work. So the dollar has got weak. It has weakened against the US dollar. So you need more of it. Now maybe later on the dollar strengthens again. When these men recover, you no longer need 3 of them to do the same work. You need only 2 of them. They could manage now. They could get the same work done with less of them because they recovered and were now stronger. Same thing with the Jamaican dollar. When the Jamaican dollar strengthened later on, you didn't need 136 of them to do the work of $1 anymore. You needed 130 of them. You need less to do the same work because it was now strong. They were now stronger. Alright? So when you see on the news that the Jamaican dollar has weakened and therefore it costs more to buy the US, that's really what happened. Alright? Now, we'll continue looking at the strength of a currency at a later date, so I'll just call it a day for this video and we'll continue later on with another video.